Hey there, comic book enthusiast. Welcome to After Panels. Today we are going to talk about Blood Tree, the complete miniseries published by Image Comics. Peter J. Tomasi is the creator and writer of Blood Tree. Maxim Simic is on the art and John Kalisz is on the colors. The letters are done by Rob Lee. And this amazing team is working for Mad Ghost, an imprint that belongs to Tomasi. It was when I was doing the review for Tenement that I found about Blood Tree. All I knew about this comic was that it was a mystery-solving kind of story, which is something that interests me a lot. It is very hard to find a good comic that features a Sherlock Holmes character type, so I was very curious about Blood Tree. People were talking about it and they had some good reviews, at least for the initial issues. When I found about this, we were on issue 4 or 5, I believe, so I only read it when they completed the miniseries. So let's start from the beginning. The cover. This cover is beautiful. I really dig it a lot. I'm very intrigued by the angel figure behind these two main characters on the foreground, and they are Detective Azaro and his partner Diaz. Like I said, I first knew about this story when I was doing the review for Tenement. By the way, if you haven't seen it yet, check out my video. It's Tenement, the Bone Orchard Mythos. It's very good if you like horror story. But let's get back to Blood Tree. One of the things that popped in my mind when I saw this cover was how intriguing the character behind them. The angel, which clearly is the villain, and he has these high-tech goggles which intrigued me a lot. The cover immediately tells me who this angel guy is, and for some reason I don't know why, but what came to my mind was he was the character like that guy from Silence of the Lambs. And he would be killing off people, and these two detectives would be like Clarice after him, trying to stop him and all that. At least this was the vibe that it gave me. And I really dig the cover. I think the cover looks very good. But let's talk about the story itself. I have to confess, Detective Azaro has a son called Alex, and apparently his son has trouble keeping pets. All the pets he has ends up dying. He already had a fish, he already had parrots, he already had cats. Any type of pet, he apparently cannot keep them alive. They all end up dying. It was a very heartfelt moment to see this because you really feel sorry for the kid and how depressing it can be for him to constantly see his animals dying. And obviously, as we progress in the story, we find out some stuff about this issue and how it worries his father. Well, to be honest, I think any father would be worried if this keeps happening to this son, to everyone's son, I guess. Oh, by the way, in that scene when they go with the car and they run over a dog, man, that was heartbreaking. My mind was really like, Jesus Christ, this kid can't even catch a break. After having his pets die all the time, now he has to see this. Now he has to witness his father running down a dog on the street. Alex clearly will need a lot of psychological help. So anyway, the comic starts with this moment when Alex tells his dad that the goldfish is dead. And after that, we move with Detective Azaro going to work. And honestly, I don't understand this. I know Tomasi is a great writer and all, but someone needs to explain me this. It's St. Patrick's Day, and I don't understand why two detectives are mingled in the crowd, patrolling to make sure everything is okay. Isn't that what police do? Since when detectives are patrolling on the street just to make sure everything is okay? In my understanding, detectives are called only when something happens. And so far, nothing happened. Their job isn't patrolling. I believe. I don't know. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. This is a normal thing. This story happens in New York, so apparently, I guess in New York it's different. I don't know, but okay. For the sake of the story, I guess it was important for Detective Azaro and his partner to find, or at least to be present when the first crime happens, just right before their eyes, which was clearly during the parade. And one of the angels fall from the sky. I think that was important that they were there. Aside from this thing with detectives patrolling, it was interesting start for the comic, because at this point when we see this angel falling from the sky, we are like, oh my god, what happened here? Is this a real angel? Gods exist? Is this where the story is going? It was interesting, the question that it raised. One of the aspects that I really like was the dynamic between Diaz and Azaro. They have these fun moments when someone says something that kinds of sound of like music. The other one must guess which band plays that music or who sings that music. They clearly have a good bond between them. They like each other. They've been working for a long time, and Tomasi does a great job writing these two characters. Their dynamic was very fun, and at some moments, especially when crime happened, they kind of have a comic relief aspect between both of them that helps the reader and the story to keep things a little bit light. So after that, Detective Azaro and Diaz both go to visit the coroner to see what they found about the angel that fell from the sky. Now it was the moment of truth. Are we going to hear the coroner say, "Oh yeah, it's an angel"? That would be funny, I guess. But no, it was just a man. And apparently someone saw some feathers on their back to make the angel wings. So it was real wings. It wasn't a prop that they used. And we are unclear at this point if someone killed them or they killed them themselves. The first issue is very well crafted and interesting. It really keeps us engaged during the issue and clearly opens some questions that we start asking. And obviously, it gets us interested in the rest of the story. Detective Azaro really seems to be a nice guy. He clearly has a good relationship with his partner, with his wife and family. He has a healthy life besides the work, and both family where he grew up, in the case with his parents, and the family that he created with his wife and kids, they clearly get along very well. They really love each other and care for each other. Detective Azaro is a character that, even though he neglects his family a little bit because of his job, he clearly puts his job as his main focus. His wife understands that and supports him. The family dynamic is great. It's well done. They are people who go to the church. Tomasi does a great job here. He really shows that this family are a good family. They are all very good people and they love each other. And this is very important because of everything that happens on the story. And it's even more important when we find out that Detective Azaro is in fact adopted. And his biological parents aren't very good characters because they committed crimes and they went to jail and stuff like that. So it's a great juxtaposition. So now let's talk about the killer, this angel killer. I really don't understand his motive. He is killing people who commit crimes, which is great, Charles Bronson style, like Azaro or Diaz. I don't remember now, but one of them says this. Oh, he's acting like Charles Bronson. Sometimes it's understandable that people take some matters into their hands. But why is he killing their family? So the person who commits the crime is punished, but then this angel killer goes after their family. Why he's clearly profiling them. He immediately assuming that the rest of the family members are killers as well, just like the person who committed the crime. And this doesn't make sense, because this angel killer would have to kill himself. Owen Fisher was his name, and his father and mother were killing campers when he was younger. And when Owen was 12, his parent asked him to join this ritual of killing campers, but for some crazy reason, Fincher didn't went for it. So apparently he at least has good morals, and this is the fact that I don't understand. He doesn't agree with what the parents are doing, so he ends up killing the parents and saving all the campers, which is obviously a good thing. But because he did that, I don't understand why he doesn't feel that the other people from other killers that he is killing, they can also be good people just like him. Apparently Owen believes that he is a hero and he's doing God's work by killing the killers, which is great. But then when he goes to kill their family, why can't he think like, oh, maybe one of these guys are like me and they agree with me and they can help me stop more killers? It was a little bit confusing, very confusing. Tomasi didn't do a good job here because I never understood his motive. It never made any sense why he didn't profile them like himself. It was very disappointing. I really expected a good killer with a good motive, and I really expected a very well crafted story, which honestly we didn't get. Like I said in the beginning, I expected this to be more like The Silence of the Lamb, or at least have some aspect of it, where you have this guy killing people because he wants their skin or something like that. But what Tomasi did here didn't clicked with me, at least. Even though Blood Tree presents some good elements, I think it would have been more interesting that it could have been more interesting than what we end up getting. Also, I have another question, which is confusing as hell. These characters live in a world where there is internet. They have mobile phone with internet. They have smartphones. And when the detectives are outside of Owen Fincher's apartment doing surveillance, they are waiting for a file that is brought to them physically. And obviously, Azaro is unhappy for how long it took for him to bring the file. I mean, they have internet. Couldn't they just send the file to him? Wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it make more sense? Anyway, another thing that Tomasi failed, in my opinion. And another thing, Owen Fincher, what do you do for a living? You clearly need money to make all these killings that you are doing. I'm not even going to say you clearly need money to survive, to have a life, but the amount of earpieces that you need to put in everyone's ear so you can talk to them, so you can make suggestions so they can kill themselves for all the crimes that they probably did made because their family, some relative that made. One earpiece costs a lot, and for the amount of people that Owen is killing, Jesus, you need to be rich. You need probably be Batman rich or even Iron Man rich. Another thing that I don't understand. In this city that was or this world, no, in this city, because it was on New York, right? So in this city that Tomasi created, the police don't need warrants to enter places. They can just show their badge, like for example at the theater, when he wanted to enter and the owner said no, they just show the badge. Oh, we are detectives, we want a grand tour right now. And immediately the owner changed his tune and, oh yeah, sure, of course, come on, man, I'll give you a private tune. To be honest, Tomasi, I know you can do better work than this. I don't really know what happened here. This story is very convoluted. This story is very confusing. Things don't make much sense. To be honest, it had good premise, it had a good idea, and it could have been something special. But it was just a big mess in the end. Overall, I liked this miniseries, but unfortunately, I was very disappointed with how things evolved. There were things that didn't make sense, like I pointed, and I really liked the dynamic between the two detectives. It was fun to see their chemistry, and it was well written. I liked the twist that Azaro was in fact adopted and his family were criminal. That was also very well done. And when he in that scene when he go visit his biological mom, because he finds out that who she really is. When he finds out that he was adopted, he tries to find who she really is. And she's on the death row, and they're talking and stuff, and he says that, oh, don't feel sorry for me, don't cry for me just because I'm going to die now. Again, Tomasi does a great job, because when Azaro gets in the car and he sheds that tear, I really feel that sadness. I really felt that sadness. It was very well done once again for Tomasi. So I know Tomasi can do a good job. This is why I kind of hate and love this story, because Tomasi has some cool stuff going on, and he really brings up the emotion in the reader on some stuff. But then he ruins everything by not crafting this very well. To be honest, I totally understand that the critics gave this miniseries a 7.7 as average rating on Comic Book Roundup. I believe that the 8.1 average user rating is too high. I probably would give it a 6, and I'm being generous for sure. So to sum up my thoughts, it was a very interesting story. It was fun read. There was some cool dynamics, but unfortunately the main story, the motive why the angel killer exists, and how things are crafted around it was very disappointing. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Have you read the story? What did you think about Blood Tree? Did you like it? Did you find it fun to read? This is my review of Blood Tree, and unfortunately, I think this was just a waste of my time. But if you are curious and you haven't read it, please give it a try. Just because I didn't like it, it doesn't mean that you won't like it. This is my opinion, so that I'm giving only. And probably you will think that this is the best story you ever read. And in case you agree with me, and if you want another suggestion, then please check out my other videos. I have some cool comics that I reviewed, and I'm pretty sure that you will find some that will be worth of your time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so we can talk more about comics, and I'll see you in the next one.